call it a parable. It's a fascinating story written in Shrimadbhagavatam, talking of ecology thousands of years ago. It begins with a delicate white cow running for her life. A royal warrior was chasing her with an arrow mounted on his bow. He could have killed her in no time, however, he did not even try to shoot. Yet he looked serious in his mission. Over meadows and mountains, through forests and across streams, in heavens and on the earth, he chased her and made her run. Who was this warrior? He was King Prithu, a descendant of Dhruva. He succeeded a devilish father Vena. He married Archie, his half-sister, a pretty woman with snow-white, even teeth. She had stunning looks. Her glowing skin and sharp features, her well-proportioned limbs, and hence the radiance of the ornaments and jewels she put on. Prithu was anointed king with complete ceremony as prescribed in the scriptures. Archie sat by his side like Lakshmi, who accompanies Vishnu on Sheshanag. Many devatas, rishis and ancestors arrived from the heavens to attend the coronation. Heavenly minstrels blew conches and played on turhi, mridanga and dundubi to announce the auspicious event. Even Jagat Guru Brahma arrived to bless the king, who carried a trace of Vishnu in his genes. Prithu's palm carried the chakra sign, as was etched on Vishnu's palm, and his feet carried the image of a lotus. Sitting beside Archie, who was decked in sparkling finery, Prithu was as dazzling as Agni. As befitted a king, Prithu was offered several gifts by vassals, equals, friends and well-wishers. A golden throne was gifted by Kuber, the god of riches. Varuna, the god of the oceans, attended with the offering of a radiant white canopy. Cool and lovely like the full moon, its tassels dripped pearls like drops of water. Lovely image. Vayu, the god of winds and storms, presented him two fly whisks. Dharma placed a garland of glory round Prithu's neck. Indra came carrying a crown of gold. Yama placed in Prithu's hands a staff to be used to punish the guilty. Fascinating storytelling. No detail is spared. Brahma provided Prithu with armor designed with Vedic precision. Saraswati brought garlands. Vishnu gave him use of the Sudarshan Chakra, while Lakshmi enriched him with enormous wealth. Rudra presented Prithu with a sword engraved with 10 half moons. The goddess Ambika sent a shield with 100 full moons etched on it. Chandra offered horses that had imbibed Amrita. Surya gifted the king with arrows that had divine powers of destruction. Vishwakarma manufactured a special chariot with wheels that could overtake flying swans. Prithvi did not want to be left behind. She came with a pair of sandals, wearing which Prithu could fly anywhere he wanted to. The oceans laid at Prithu's feet conches, mountains and corals of several pleasing shades. The rishis blessed him with irreversible good wishes. The rivers, not to be left behind, provided him and his forces uninterrupted passage. For his court, the Siddhas and the Gandharvas piled musical instruments, musicians, and a fleet of sinuous dancers. Lovely. Soon thereafter, the balladeers appeared to sing his praises. When the balladeers were singing his praises, he said, "The learned sing songs in praise of Sri Hari alone, and not about some petty human being like me. You need not sing about my potential. False praise will make me complacent. I shall cease the process of learning." What humility! "Generous but restrained men," said Prithu, "do not decry someone else's chivalry, even if misplaced. Likewise, the renowned do not appreciate others singing of their competence." Everyone present admired Prithu's humility. However, the assembled rishis wanted to have their say. In one voice, they declared, "King Prithu, you have inherited a part of Bhagavan Vishnu. Please make sure that you protect Dharma. Distinguish between what is right and wrong. Always take the side of what is right. Never support those who have digressed from the noble path of virtue. Like Surya, who soaks water for 8 months with his fierce heat, to return all of it during the rainy season, you must collect taxes in order to spend them all for the common good." Remarkable. Remarkable advice to a king. Taxes to be used for the common good. Be kind to your praja. When a humble and lowly person bows at your feet, you will bear his faults like the earth bears the burden of everyone without discrimination. If the rain fails, you will protect your population against starvation. You will protect their personal wealth and life. You will treat them with a smile. You will not be cruel, king. King Prithu, they said, you will run your empire with devotion. You will have the confidential advisors and nobody will know about them. You will listen to their advice but act according to what is right for your praja and according to your dharma. But to your enemies, you will be unforgiving. Prithu listened to this advice in rapt attention. The rishis continued. The praja will call you Rajan because in all your activities you will cater to their ranjana or welfare. That is the origin of the word Rajan. One who cares for the ranjana or welfare of the praja, of the public. You will be a man of steely determination, truthful and a servant of the Brahmins. You will take particular care of the sick and the elderly. You will show respect to all human beings and not humiliate them. You will provide succor to those who seek. Rajan, you will be strong and of pure character. You will not covet women belonging to others. You will treat them like your mother, the populace as your offspring, and your wife as your better half. O king, you will seek the company of the learned. You will love all humanity as deeply as you love yourself. Prithu ruled his empire as directed by the wise people. The story continues. The times change as the seasons change. One fine morning, when the king had just finished his ablutions, a large crowd gathered at the massive gates of his palace. Their hands were raised in lamentation. Some of them were beating their chests, others were weeping. "O father," they said, "there is famine all around. The earth does not yield crops. We are hungry. We do not get food. We are reduced to skeletons." Maharaja, our children are dying. Our animals have shrunk for want of grass. The fire of hunger is destroying our bodies. You alone can help us. You are our king, our father, our protector. Please arrange to feed the hungry before it is too late and they die of starvation. Prithu brooded over their plaint. He consulted his advisors. Why had nobody brought this grave situation to his notice earlier? Why and how could Prithvi refuse to yield crops and medicines, deny roots and minerals to mankind? The story takes a turn. Prithu decided to teach Prithvi a lesson. With an arrow strung on his bow, he went in search of Prithvi to teach her a lesson. The ceaseless chase by a mighty king frightened Prithvi. She changed form into a cow, started running away from the reach of Prithu's arrows. Through jungles and meadows, through waterways and ponds, through towns and wilderness, through Swargalok and Patallok, Prithu chased the cow till both were exhausted. In his heart of hearts, he did not want to harm the animal, yet he had a duty to perform. His praja was starving. Prithu's eyes were red with anger. How dare Prithvi turn into a cow and soften his determination? She was exhausted. She turned around with a heavy heart. Tears of fear flooded her eyes. She stood face to face with Prithu, who found it all quite confusing. He could see that the cow wanted to say something. He lowered his arrow and looked at her with questioning eye. Maharaja, beseeched Prithvi, you are well aware of the various aspects of dharma. You provide shelter to those who seek refuge. I am a humble and lowly creature. I have committed no crime. I am innocent. I seek your protection. Does your dharma permit you to kill a defenseless female? Even more important, does your dharma sanction the killing of a cow for any reason or purpose? Rajan, you have made me run and run and run over the entire universe. I am like a steady boat that supports all that has been created, including the mountains and the oceans. If you fracture me, how will you prevent your praja from drowning? There's water all around. Prithu shouted at her. He was angry. You are disobedient and dishonest. You sit among the devatas and share the offerings in their yajna. You give nothing in return, no grain, no fodder. There is a famine in my kingdom. My praja is dying of starvation. You munch all the grass that grows and do not give any milk from your udders. Whatever seeds are planted do not sprout. You have digested them forever. You do not fear even me. If I kill you, it will give some satisfaction to my praja. If a smug, evil person, said Prithu, is concerned only with herself and is not kind and generous to other creatures, she deserves to die. This is not a violation of dharma. You are cunning. You are deceitful. You are haughty. You deserve to die. Prithvi's legs trembled. She could see that the king meant business. He was rolling his eyes like an angry Yamaraj. Buying time, Prithvi prayed to Prithu, if you, a defender of dharma, has decided to kill me, none can save my life. However, listen to what I have to say before you put me to death. Wise men gather ras everywhere like the black bees. The all-knowing rishis have devised several ways to grow crops. Those who follow them pluck the desired fruit. O protector of the praja, most of my produce is being wasted in storage. Rodents have a free play over stored grain even today. Then there are thieves who steal grain from granaries. The dishonest traders hoard gain and do not release it into the market. Has anything changed? Over a few thousand years when these words were written. To protect what I have hidden from these marauders, I guard very carefully and allow them no access, said Prithvi. O brave master, listen to me carefully. Find a calf, a pot, and someone to milk me. I shall flood you with milk and all other goods needed by your subjects. You have to level my farms, add manure, and create storage for the rains that Indra will send in the rainy season. Dig canals so that rainwater can irrigate me all over. Ensure that the subsoil water is not exhausted. These words were written at least a few thousand years ago. They are as true today as they were at that time. Prithu heard Prithvi in amazement. He had neglected his duty towards agriculture and proper maintenance of land meant for crops. He realized his mistake. The king asked his grand ancestor Swambhu Manu to change his form into a calf. Putting in a good deal of sustained efforts, he praised Prithvi, and she in turn surrendered some of her riches to Prithu and his subjects. The rishis persuaded Brihaspati, the preceptor of the Devatas, to turn into a calf and get all the knowledge of the Vedas from Prithvi, using language, intellect, and hearing as the containers for this milk of learning. Remarkable image. The milk of learning into the containers, coming as Vedas. The Devatas and used Indra as a calf and collected the milk of chivalry, Amrit, and vitality in a golden pot. The Rakshasas requested Bhakta Prahlad, their most illustrious progeny, to milk Prithvi for liquor in an iron bowl. The Gandharvas and Apsaras milked her for music, beauty in a lotus flower. Beauty in a lotus flower. In this manner, Prithvi satisfied the needs of all the deserving with her bounty. The trees used a banyan as a calf to gather sap. The mountains requested Himalaya to go as a calf and gather all the minerals and precious stones. The story ends in a beautiful manner. Prithu was immensely pleased with Prithvi's generosity. However, he still had to carry out her instructions. He levelled land in the farms and plowed it for agriculture. He dug irrigation canals in order to maintain a supply of water for irrigation throughout the year. Prithu ordered the building of cantonments for the armed forces. The landscaping in the cities and cantonments was eye-catching. On both sides of the roads, flowering trees such as champak, kaner, shirish, and shrubs such as star jasmine, mogra, and marigold were planted. One thinks of Singapore. Prithu ordered the construction of dwellings for his population. In the foothills, he created several villages inhabited by farmers alone. He built forts as well as goshalas. Akhadas were set up for wrestling matches. Yoga ashramas were built for yoga and meditation. Prithu ordered the construction of stables for elephants as well as horses. On her part, Prithvi played her assigned role like Kamadhenu. She granted everyone's wishes. She continued to do so. Only our management fails today. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna.